Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on Christmas Eve 2020, early in the morning. I wanted to share with you how lonely it is inside of our panel system on the holidays: Christmas, Easter, New Year's, Thanksgiving, even some of the other patriotic holidays and summertime when you know your family's outside running around doing yard work, stuff that we all take for granted, but our folks are really missing it on the inside. I remember when I first got locked up and Thanksgiving came around, I did not even want to get out of bed because I kept thinking about my family, thinking, is my father going to be around when I get out? Is my mom, my brothers, my sisters? And it was really difficult. Same thing when Christmas came a month later. But as time went on, it was, I kind of gotten hardened to everything. I didn't let anything bother me anymore, so I just got up, pretend it was any other day. Um, Rarely went to eat the Christmas dinner, except when I first got locked up, when they would give each one of us a half of a tray of a steak, and boy was it good. And we were not allowed to take anything back to our cell blocks. So what did most of us do? We folded the steak, put it in our pockets. And that was kind of different because I would have never done it on the street. I would have thought that was sick. But when you're hungry, you're locked up, you compromise your stuff that you wouldn't do prior. But a lot of things have really changed. Talking to some of the guys the last few weeks really hit home. And these guys want to be with their family. Some of them don't even get one Christmas card. And that's why we are encouraging people to send Christmas cards to these good people and also to reach out to them. Um, and they just need encouragement for one. I was talking to a juvenile lifer yesterday by the name of Sean Steele. He said I could use his name. He's been locked up since he was 16, and he's in his late 30s now. Um, and I don't know nothing about his case, nor do I care. I refuse to look anybody's case up unless they ask me to help them on something, then I will. But at that point, I still will never judge someone because I know how important that is not to. You cannot be a successful advocate if you're going to sit there and judge someone for their past. And that's what I really want to emphasize today is these people just need encouragement, people to fight for them, to be their voice. And that's what we plan to do. We're always going to be their voice regardless. I made a promise to actually one person when I got released. His name was Gerald Loomer. And I said, I know you're innocent. I'm going to fight for you. Well, about 2 weeks after I got out of prison, I became the vice president of Ohio Cure, then the president of Ohio Cure. During that time, which Ohio Cure never did anything with the parole board or wrongful conviction, but I had a fundraiser to raise money for Gerald Loomer's defense fund. And Steve Fletcher is a good friend of mine. He's the founder of Matthew 2535 Ministries, which feeds the homeless, helps the homeless get supplies, and he was our chaplain for many years. I still consider him our chaplain because he's a good friend. He let us use his mission that year, and we had, I think it was coney dogs, chips, potato salad, or macaroni salad, and a beverage. And we made over $500. We had an awesome attorney that said, I'll help out, and I would help him. And his was more or less to get him to the pro board and try to get him out that way. And his name was Joel Spitzer, um, a man with high values and high ethics. He agreed to it, and one day I got a call from Gerald's sister. This was after the fundraiser, about a month after, that Gerald told her that OSU Hospital said they are not to touch the feeding tube or take it out. But what did the nurses do at CMC at the time, which is FMC now? They took the tubes out, and then he passed away. And that broke my heart because I was such good friends with him. I even went to his funeral. But Joe Spitzer felt real bad. I said, Joe, we got that $500 we could give you. He said, use it towards a funeral. You know, and I had so much respect for him. I still have a lot of respect for Joel because of his passion and his dedication to go the extra mile to help someone out. You know, Gerald might not have made it, but there's so many others that still have an opportunity to make a new start for them. As our population is getting older and older and older, they need to be released. We need to get them out while they're still able to work. But it's only going to really take people working together. And I personally don't care if you like me or not. But let's join forces and conquer the barbaric treatment of those behind bars, the slave labor that has taken place. I personally believe that's part of the reason they don't want to release the good inmates, because they're good workers and they're saving the state lots and lots of money. So we just have to. I don't know what the answer is. I don't. But I do know this, that we will win in the long run. As most of you know, recently I left the original group that I started to form a new group called Change Begins With Us, which our purpose and our desire is to educate society and inmates about the penal system and the parole system, and also help the inmate with his parole plan, which Stephanie Drew, our vice president, came up with a plan that is really outstanding and that will work. So we're going to be teaching some classes. We'd like to see if we can get inside of the prison and talk with the inmates about how to do it as well. But a lot of the old law inmates and new law inmates that's still in life, they do not have any idea what they can or cannot do for some reason, not sure why. But we had to walk them through the steps, the family members through the steps, so that they can get a fair parole hearing. You know, Candace Rhodes is our new president. Stephanie Drew, our vice president. Secretary and treasurer is open. So if you are interested, please give us a call at 614-404-4924 or email us at changebeginswithus for sure at gmail.com. Jerry Vaughn is our public relations. Beverly Seymour is our legal advisor. I'm trying to think. I know the other lady's name, who's our vice president's assistant, Shelley. Shelley is our vice president's assistant, and she is going to be working with Beverly on so much, because the vice president is one of the most important people on the board, because everything is reported to the vice president. The vice president then will take it to the president, and the president will look over it. I'm not on the board, by the way, folks. I just want to see a successful group that is not going to waver from people. We will never sit there and pass judgment on others. We know how it feels. At least some of us knows how it feels. So again, if you'd like to reach us, 614-404-4924, or our email is changebeginswithus for sure at gmail.com. So we hope to hear from you, and we really could use your support, people. And you're very awesome. Thank you very much.